Hey Foot Geeks fans, it's CJ here again with Dr. Kody Au from Baseline Health and Wellness, and today we want to talk about Achilles tendonitis. So what exactly is Achilles tendonitis?
So Achilles tendonitis is right behind your heel. There's the Achilles tendon, and basically it is irritated due to overactivity or due to just increased stress in that area where your body is loading. So oftentimes what we find that the problem is there's just too much pull either above or below that part, and that's just kind of that middle of the elastic band that's just getting pulled on.
So who do you see most of the time with that kind of an issue?
Oftentimes it's a lot of runners because of how they're loading and how they're running from. Oftentimes I see it from, if you're a runner that's a forefoot runner, so right in the front of the foot as they're pushing off a lot, it causes a lot of irritation. A lot of individuals with really tight calves, so I'll see it also with majority of women who are in high heels a lot will have that as well. Okay. Because they're constantly elevated on the heel and then it's constantly compressing those tissues.
Well, as it shortens the heel cord as well, right? So if you go in a flat shoe, it's going to irritate that.
Exactly.
And could potentially lead to forefoot pain as well if you have, a lot of tightness in that area.
And the loading of putting all the force in the front of the foot. Yeah. So often that does couple with Achilles tendonitis. I often see it with a lot of people who are walking uphill, running uphill. So a lot of sometimes hikers as well, as they're more aggressive, intensive hikers.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Because I mean, you're pretty much already dorsiflexing your foot just going uphill, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going to put additional stress on the back of the heel, just because of the fact that your foot is going to be like this when you're walking uphill as opposed to downhill. It's kind of the opposite, right?
That's true.
But yeah, it makes perfect sense. And how do you treat it with chiropractic?
So oftentimes with chiropractic, chiropractic typically is more manipulation, but we here work with both muscle and joint as well as the exercise involved. Yep. So here we usually work with a lot of the muscles that are in the calf. The calf is actually split into two major muscles. So we usually say it's the gastroc, or the big ones that create a Y on the side, and then there's one deeper to it called soleus, and it's a flat plane, and they all create that Achilles tendon. So down there. So we work on both the Y muscles as well as one deep inside.
Which one is stronger?
So typically the strength generator is the gastroc on the outside. Yeah. But the stabilizer is actually the one on the inside.
So the soleus is a stabilizing muscle. Yeah. So I mean, what you're saying is that manipulation for Achilles tendonitis you don't do too much, but it's more like a stretching routine you would recommend?
Alright, so the mobilization techniques that we do for Achilles tendonitis oftentimes are the heel. So with the heel, because it gets stuck and the Achilles tendon actually attaches to it, what happens then is the heel needs to have a certain amount of what we call it eversion, so that when you're stepping on it, it actually has to move outwards to displace forces. And so oftentimes we're looking at that to make sure that's clear.
So basically a supinated state, right, for when you're striking on the heel, meaning you want to strike on the outside of the foot as opposed to the inside of the foot. Exactly. And if that heel bone is too tight, it can't do that. Right.
Yeah. And so then you get the shock that's shooting right into the Achilles tendon, and that's why it's getting loaded more.
Yeah. So then you end up with more kind of vibration in the tendon as well.
Exactly. And that's why it's kind of protecting it, so it's tightening around it. And so we're loosening up some of the muscles around the calf, and then loosening up the joint in the calcaneus, and then oftentimes we're also clearing out whatever restrictions that we find in the foot, because they're not allowing you to do the full motions.
Alright, so it's really about proper walking technique and improving that technique through chiropractic manipulation and stretching, right? Now, is there anything else you want to add to Achilles tendonitis?
Oftentimes, so from my point of view, the stretches are fine, but oftentimes it doesn't clear out some of the adhesions that we have in the calf. So oftentimes we'll do more mobilizing of those muscles. So for example, using lacrosse balls and loading it in different ways rather than just stretching it, because it's kind of like, my analogy is with an elastic band, if you tie a knot in it and you keep pulling on it, it's just tighter on that knot. So that's how you're stretching it.
Yeah.
So unless you get rid of that knot inside the elastic band, it really isn't going.
So stretch out properly. Yeah.
No, exactly. So that's kind of our philosophy in terms of what to work with, rather than just stretching it, because the tissues that are already stretchy are going to keep stretching.
Awesome. Now, if you have any questions for Dr. Kody Au from Baseline Health and Wellness, or comments, please post those below. And if you haven't subscribed to us yet on YouTube, do so right over that way. Have an awesome day.